Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Can y'all hear me? I just want to make sure. I just got my tripod today from Amazon, so I'm excited. I don't have to grab anything. It's right here in front of me. I'm excited about that. What's up, Brandy? What's up, Jimmy, too? What's up, Natalie Jones, man? Man, excited about today. I know everybody is, too. It's just an amazing Friday. I hope everybody's been having, I hope everybody's been having an amazing Friday. I hope everybody out there been hustling, grinding, working. There's no secret sauce. Like I always say, there's no secret sauce. Just about working, hustling, and grinding. All those, man. Remember that. And if you're spending time with your family right now, awesome. Because you got to spend time with your families, closest friends, whatever you got. Because they're still here. They're still alive. So let's change that mindset and get enough time, man. Even if it's 5, 10, 15 minutes that you got to go there and spend time with them, or it's 5, 10, 15 minutes that's on the phone, man, you got to go do it, man. You never know. Thank God that we're still here and we're awakened, but you never know if we're going to be awake tomorrow or what's going to happen, you know? So we always got to make sure that we do what we got to do. You excited, I know. Man, guys, today in the Jesus Ortiz Diary Show, Teaching for Success, we have nothing less, I guess, Miss Brandy, Mary Hendrix, and a topic that I looked and I was like, man, I was looking at her profile, observing and doing, and I was like, what can I do? What topic can I make for her that kind of relates of what she's going through or what she's been through or what I want to know, and now the audience want to ask her right now when we get it in here. And I was like, boom, and it popped up, and I wrote it down fast before I forgot it. What's up, Isabella? And I wrote it, and this is the topic. Let me read it for you. The topic for Miss Brandy Mary Hendrix, it's being a mom of 5 kids. How hard is it to put your excuses aside? Let me repeat that so y'all can listen to it. Listen to that topic. Watch. Being a mom of 5 kids. How hard is it to put your excuses aside? Ooh, and I was like, that's an awesome topic for her, because I'm like, man, 5 kids, and we're gonna ask her right now before even she gets into the topic. She's gonna kind of walk us, who is she, what's her name, where she come from, and she can tell us a little bit about her story. You know, she doesn't have to tell us all, but she could break it down of what happened, you know, what's going on, and everything like that in between, and then we jumped into the topic. But it always works out, you know, and in between the story and everything, you're already inside the topic. So I love that. And that topic is awesome. I was like, man, I got to ask her that. I got to ask that topic to her because she has 5 kids. And I know here in Houston, I've seen a lot of people that have 5, 7, 8 kids. But a lot of them are making excuses. They're not out there hustling. They're not out there working or grinding. They're just there, and whatever the government is helping them, or whatever they a little bit of money they work and their husband, that's it. But they're not out there pushing themselves. They're not out there having that mentality mindset like, man, I got 5 kids. Man, I got 5 kids. You know what? And I have a dream that I want to do. I want to have my own restaurant. You know, I know how to draw. I want to have my own paintings and sell them out there. Man, and that mindset to them is like, but I can't. What's up, Andrew? But I can't do that because I have 5 kids. Where do I get the time to do it? And we're gonna know right now, because I even myself, I'm like, where does that time? I know that 5 kids. I know that she drops them off probably with their dad, if it's the same dad. I don't know, different dad, and then she gets the time. But what happened when she has all of the 5 kids? She's still putting in the hustle with the 5 kids. So man. And the audience, we got questions for her, like I do, man. We get it ready, because I know that she's gonna tell us her background, and then boom, we get into the topic. Kick me out. and man, I'm excited about it. I'm excited. I know the audience is excited. And before I even start, I always, even when I start, I'm gonna get up and show the board like I used to do it at the end, but I love doing it here at the beginning. I love doing here at the beginning, show you what we're doing today at the Jesus Ortiz Diary Show, Teaching for Success. So let me get up and show you before we get it in the row and we get Miss Brandy out here. No excuses, just pray over it. Boom, man. And I know, man, everybody prays for it. But like I say, we gotta know, because I've seen a lot of people, a lot of girls or older women with 5, 6, 7 kids, and they don't got that. They got the excuses. They got that negativity putting on them, and it's just somebody needs to go out there and kind of like refresh them and be like, hey man, everybody has a dream, everybody wants to fulfill something, you gotta give, but you say you don't got no time, and we'll find out how she makes the time. So maybe later on, if I know somebody that has 5 kids, I'll be like, hey man, I know somebody that has 5 kids and they're struggling too, but they're putting on that hustle. So this is how they do it. Let me give you some ideas of how they do it. Boom. So you can do it and you won't be stuck with the same thing over and over and over and over again every year and year and year, and you never move and you're in right there in the same spot. We don't want that. All right? We don't want that. Let me get up before I start talking too much. Ooh, I love this, man. I got my tripod back. Let me get it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, right here. All right, guys. Like I said, man, this year is savage. 2018. Dominate 2018. An explosion 2018. Man, today in the Jesus Ortiz Diary Show. Teaching for Success, man. Like I said, we got the guests. Look at that. Miss Brandy Marie Hendrix, 5 kids, guys. Her topic of today, I made it. Being a mom of 5 kids, how hard is it to put in your excuses aside? Man, we're gonna know. We're gonna know in a little bit. And man, y'all can follow me on right here on my personal page. Send me a friend request. I gotcha. And go to my Facebook page, my fan page at Jesus Ortiz 0505. Or as live speaker, you can find me here on my personal page. That's where I have all of the replays of the show, and you can find me on my YouTube channel as my name, because all of my social media have the same picture of me as my Facebook page. All of them have the same picture. So there's the little link, just in case you want to use the little link, and it takes you right to it, or you find me as my name, and go to YouTube channel. Some this year I'll probably go and work on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel right there is my story, my why, my purpose. That's where I started. That's where all those videos are right there in YouTube channel. If you want to know my story, and if you still want to know it and you want to ask me on my inbox, go inbox me. I'm not afraid to tell you it. My Instagram at Jesus Gabriel Ortiz, Twitter at Ortiz Jesus 05, and LinkedIn at Jesus Ortiz. And since like I just wrote this right now, and I partnered up with Restyle Media, and we do, like I said, anything to help the small businesses, local businesses, to we could get back there on your Facebook and your Instagram. Any questions, y'all let me know. It's an unbelievable, powerful company that we got here with Restyle Media. We're moving ahead and helping local customers. Like, I'm gonna dominate here in Houston. The local shops, and go out there, the dentist, the taco stand, all of those. And I can still help you out if you have anything with MLM or any startup business that you got. And if y'all need me speaking engagements, you need me to go out there and speak as an inspirational speaker, a motivational speaker, I'm out here. You inbox me too and let me know where's it at. It don't matter if you have to go to New York or Miami, whatever it is. You let me know. We set up an arrangement, because I know a lot of us have meetings. If you have real estate, you have conferences on and other things. So I'm here for that too. Speaking engagements, and the company Restyle Media, helping all these companies, local companies. We gotta move up and help each other out. Restyle Media, get your more ROI on your Facebook, on your Instagram. Create a website, create a Instagram, create whatever you need, man. And it's something that it's working, and I'm gonna show you and everything. So Yeah, let me know about that. But I'll let you know about that later. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I got rid of that. Now, not rid of it, but just wanted to let you know about it, what I'm doing. That this year I partnered up with Restyle Media, and I'm ready to set up. Like I said, any questions, anything, you let me know. Inbox me, and I got you, man. We can start working on it. Let me bring your engagement on the social media. Like I said, Facebook or Instagram. Let me get that and get the value to the customers, and man, we set up that campaign for you, boost up everything up, man. Like I'm telling you. Woo! I'm excited about that. And speaking engagements, I'm right here if you need me too. What's up, Brandy? Back neighbor is the best. Baby situation, give me a second. Gotcha. No excuses. What's up, Tia? What's up, Miss Janice? What's up, Miss Janice? What's up, Roy Reagan? Hey, Roy, man, already starting this, man. Brother, if you need any, I know you do, like I said, my boy Roy does life insurance. You need anything, hit him up, man. Roy Reagan does life insurance. And hey, man, if we have insurance for our phones, if we have insurance for something like your shoes and anything, and we don't even have life insurance, come on. Come on, let's get that together, man. Life, you need your life, materialistic thing, a phone, a shoe, you can buy that all over again. But can you buy a life again? Can you buy a life again? No, you can't, man. Let's get out there and get the life insurance. And you need something, man, you need help, Mr. Roy. I got the Restyle Media. I got you set up a campaign so I could get you more customers, more leads to you. Let's build a list for you and make it happen. So you can talk to me later about that. There you are, man. Yo, Miss J. So, hey, I'm ready for Miss Brandy. She's ready, and I'm ready. So, let's get her in here and start the show. Look at that. I got my little cross up there. Jesus Christ, he's looking over all of us, over me, over the guests, over all the audience out there. He's blessing all of us. He's blessing the whole world. He's blessing all of us right here. It's just a positive, community. No negative. Everything is good, and she's ready. Yeah, Mr. Gotcha, man. Good job. Thank you, man. Ooh, she's getting ready.
Hey,
What's up, Brandy?
what's up? What's up? How are you? How's everyone?
Man, we are all good, man. I hope you're doing good too yourself.
I am. I actually just got my neighbor to watch the kids for me, so I don't have any interruption. See how things work out in our favor all the time, right?
Oh yeah. But that's what we want to know. I'm like, man, that's why I put that topic. I'm like, we gotta know where you came from. Tell us a little bit about your story, because, like I said, I was saying, I know people that have 5, 7 kids, and they're like kind of giving up on their dreams. And I saw you. I'm like, I cannot put an excuse, man. I only have one kid, and you have five. I'm like, I can't.
No excuses, right? We can't get anything done if we're always giving ourselves excuses because we hold ourselves back. I mean, people can say things all day long about us and we try to blame it on them or something that they did to us. But at the end of every day, it's us that didn't live how we really wanted to or we did. So we have that choice every day. I feel like anyway. And I wake up and I get her done. I feel like I have to get done what I need to get done. The kids have to be fed. I have a routine. That's what's helped me the most is having that routine and fueling myself off of anything negative too, because there is a lot of negativity. There is a lot of bad moments that happen in life, but who cares? Because we got to get out of our ego and we've got to get out of ourselves basically and just think of it in a different light. And that's what I try to do whenever I'm starting to feel overwhelmed or anxious or scared or, depressed. And I get myself out of bed every morning. And I used to be that girl that didn't. So I want to clarify that. I haven't always been this girl that I am now.
Mm. So how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay. And you look younger. Somebody asked me, how old is your? She's gonna. I think she's 26.
Yeah. I'm 30 years old. I was born on July 16th, 1987. So I'm 30 years old. My oldest child is 11. So I have a 11, 9, a 7, a 4, and a 10-month-old.
And a 10-month-old.
Yep.
Are
So,
you still together with your partner?
I am actually not. Um, we'll go back. I have
Yeah.
no problem, saying anything and everything that can help someone else that's been through it. So I basically, right out of high school, I graduated a half a year early and I got with a guy, obviously. I mean, that's how babies are made. And
Yeah.
we fell in
Boss
love.
baby.
We fell in love, we thought, and we got pregnant with my daughter Taylor because I was not a good girl. And like I tell my kids now, I'm like, listen, you can see from what I did how hard it is for me because every day I have so much different stuff that's trying to stop me, but I still got to go, go, go. And you can make your life, you can create your life to be as easy as you want it to be or as hard. And my life has been pretty freaking hard, and I take accountability that I did a lot of the stuff. I mean, I created a lot of it to happen to me. So going into that, we stayed together. We tried to fight through stuff. He was on a different level and I was on a different level. I wanted to be a youth pastor. He was always a skateboarder and always would be a skateboarder, and he was never going to do that with me. We didn't want to get married. I mean, it was a very weird situation. So, um, we kind of came to a very horrible place. We moved away to Tennessee to try to be youth pastors together. I begged him. I pleaded. I said, please go do this with me. And we get out to Tennessee, and he just couldn't. He couldn't do it. He wanted to go back home, and he wanted his familiar surroundings or whatever. And I went back home with him, and my life crumbled. It's like I didn't do what God told me to do, and I I don't know what happened. It was horrible. It was a messy situation. Could have lost our 3 children that we had together, and I linked up with someone and got out of that situation. I always had to run to a man. Um,
Mm.
and I'm not afraid to admit that now. I used to be. I was like, what are people going to think of me? I admit it. I used to feel like I had to have a guy to define me or to keep me going. So basically, that relationship, the other guy, didn't work out because everything started awesome. He was a pastor and all of these things, but it just became to be where everything was put on to me to do, like get the job, make the money. I had a couple of jobs at one point where I was working. I just had Noah, and I was working at night from 10 p.m. to 6 in the morning, and then, being a mom during the day. So I barely slept, and I was just so beaten down. All I did was work, 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 barely seeing the kids except for feed them and to say hey and bye. And I
And
couldn't
bye.
stand it. So basically, I stopped the 2 jobs. I got a really good job by submitting a resume, and I clicked with the girl that was doing the interview really well, and she hired me. It was my first $15 an hour job. I did go up to $18 an hour, and I was just like on top of the world. Something happened to me while I was at work. It all happened, it unfolded over a week's time span. So what happened at my job where I got raped, and then a week later my husband threw a pan and hit me because I had gotten the kids out to the bus stop. He was still asleep. He didn't work or anything like that. I had a job to go to. I was changing Noah's diaper. He was grumpy, going to make the coffee, and he's like, why are you still home? You have work to do. And I'm like, I'm going to work, but I need to change Noah. And I'm not gonna lie, I was very I felt so overwhelmed because I had the kids, I had work, I had cooking, I had cleaning, I had to make sure, that he was very sick. His toe was messed up. He had diabetes, so I was taking him to his
Mm.
doctor's appointments, paying his co-pays, doing everything for him. That I'm not gonna lie, I said, whenever I come home from lunch, my son's diaper is saggy, and I want to make sure that his diaper is changed. And whenever I come home at lunch, I'll do it too. I mean, I was always worried also, 1 mile down the road, is everything okay with my son? You know what I mean? While the kids are at school, and are they off the bus? So it was just constant worry of that 9 to 5, can't be there for my kids because I had to provide the money, and the bills paid and everything. So, you know, that happened, and I came back home. I came back home, and I fell into the trap once again of cycling back to a man, and got pregnant, and it didn't work out because I'm not ready for that. I got to be the best me so I can treat somebody right, and they'll treat me right because it's going to be reciprocated. If it's like hatefulness and bitterness and everything coming out of me, it's going to come back out of them, and I got to be ready mentally and focused. And I've never been ready. You know, I was molested as a child, and I think that those issues caused me to do a lot of things that I've done, but I can't use it as an excuse to go to a mental hospital and sit there and act cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I got to use it to drive myself. You know, I told a lot of people in my life, as an adult, my dad told me, you'll never graduate high school. You'll never be anybody. You'll never change any lives. You'll never do anything great. And I have made it a point to tell my kids and other people's kids and other people that they will do great things, that I will do great things. I know the big words are I am. I got me a shirt recently that says I am a woman of God, because that is what I am. And I can tell myself all day long, you're a whore. I can tell myself all day long, you won't do great things, and you won't do this, and you won't do that. But what is that doing for anybody? It's not doing any good for me or anyone else. And I just feel like I have to bring awareness that no matter who you are and where you've been and what you've done, you can still do great things. That's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to. And I won't stop until other people always know it when they leave me. Anyone that I meet, I want them to know that they're great and they're awesome and that they are loved and that they're worthy and that they can do anything that they put their minds to.
Man, that's a story right there, man. Because just like you said, you put all those negative things and trying to see you can, I have 5 kids and all this, and then people back there telling you negative and throwing you this, but you just find yourself and found God, and you just flipped that coin and said, no, I'm turning it around myself. I have to make it for myself and for my kids. I know I made the mistakes of, always involving myself with a different man because of what you went through from where you were young. So your mind wasn't ready. So you were like, have to be with somebody.
Yeah.
And then again, and then you had another kid and another kid. But God wasn't leaving you. God was there with you. He was just waiting for you to probably see the light and popped up and be like, this is not me. This is not, what I am.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to like step up and become stronger and be like, let's go. And I got to do this. God is here with me now. Let me push forward. Because I have 5 kids now, and I have to find out and see how it is that I have to make it for them. And that's what you're doing.
Exactly. And I love what I'm doing now versus what I used to do. I'm sorry about the light. I'm in the car. So I'm sorry. It's like back and forth, back and forth. And I have a car tripod, but I'm trying to get this light situation. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, I just feel like I've done a lot of wrong things and people have done a lot of wrong things, and I just want to work through my stuff and try to help others work through their stuff and not involve myself in a relationship in any way right now so that I don't damage another human being and get any more damaged, because I feel like I played off a lot of that for a good portion of my life, and I don't want to be there anymore. Like, I don't want to just always relive my past. And I think that's where a lot of us stay stagnant, is we just stay there and we remember those things that everybody has called us or that we've even told ourselves, because we can be our own worst enemies and say the most horrible things inside of our minds. So I've just learned to attack it, and I've learned to write down my feelings a lot, even if they're angry thoughts. I mean, because getting it out there into words is the best expressive thing that you can do. I mean, it could save a life and cause someone to not go murder someone else because they got their anger out on paper. I mean, we all have our own outlets, though. I'm not saying everyone should write, but there's art. There's so many different ways that you can plug yourself in to doing good things with that energy inside of you that doesn't feel so good sometimes.
So true. So true. Man, I just it's like I was waiting for it today. I was like, man, this is crazy. How with the 5 kids, do you take them with like your kids, or you have? I mean, with your parents or to
Um,
the daycare? Why?
they're with me all the time if they're not in school. The older three, Taylor, Juliet, and Brad, they are in school. Noah will be coming up this year, so I'll only have Austin on my hip. But I take my youngest boys to vendor events with me, all over the place. I show up to meetings that I'm probably not supposed to be there with my kids, and selling my stuff. I have a table set up, and I have the boys, and it's always a conversation starter. I mean, I have plenty of people come up and want to talk about the kids, and a lot of the time at Walmart, I'm getting looked at crazy because I have two hanging off of this side of the buggy and two at the front and one inside of the buggy. So it's a rough time, but Taylor's getting older. She's 11 now, and she's very helpful. Juliet is also helpful. So I have my two little mamas first. So they're really great, and they help me out, and they help the babysitter and the neighbor out. I can see them in there now playing around as I'm sitting out here, and I just love it because I feel like for all of my childhood, I was so scared all the time of, when was someone going to come into my bedroom, and I just lived in fear. And now I try to create my reality because I'm an adult and I have control over what happens to me. And I just got that. I have been a Christian all my life. I learned the Bible from my grandma and my grandpa and learned how to read from them, and have been inspired by them, and just so much has gotten into my brain, and I'm so grateful that I've held on to the good stuff. The good stuff is what I want to promote. The good stuff is what I want to put out. I don't want to place negativity on anyone. So even if I tell my story about this happened or that happened, I want it to promote goodness by speaking it out there, and I don't want anyone to leave, feeling bad. So I want people to think that, hey, if someone can go through this, this, and this, and I've only gone through this, and I can't imagine going through this, this, and that, then I can get through this hard thing and still keep going and get to where I'm trying to get to.
Man. Oh, so that's awesome. That so you're with a so you're doing something with a company, and you're involved in that. That's why you got your kids. Then so now you're not working on a 9 to 5.
No, I actually, when that happened to me and I lost my job and I lost the house and I had the rent paid ahead a couple of months and the bills on top of and everything, when I lost that and I sold everything and I decided I needed my support system, my grandma, my mom, my friends I grew up with, and my hometown back again, and I decided to leave and grab up all of the children and come home, I said I can't work. I tried, but it just didn't work out. I tried to work in a hotel, and I just missed my kids so much. I needed them to get through it. They're my why. So I didn't want to leave them with a stranger or anything anymore, or my mom, or overwhelm my grandmother and burden her with my children. So I said, listen, I've got to do something. And it just fell into my lap. I honestly did not want anything to do with something like this at all whatsoever. I didn't think I would be good at it. I didn't think, because I'm not a pushy person, so I didn't think that I was going to do well. I surprised myself. I stepped into a clothing company that was thought up by a little girl that's 10. Well, she's now almost 12. So I've been with the company since the groundbreaking moment of right after they decided together as a family to do it direct sales so that women could make money off of this company. And I've grown a massive team of women by just them coming to me and saying, what do you do? Because I don't tell everybody what I do. And
Let them come to you.
so they come to me and they're like, Brandy, you got 5 kids? How are you financially by yourself doing this with 5 kids? And I tell them, drive, motivation, never give up. Even if you have a bad week, guess what? You can't give up, because a bad week and you give up, what if next week you make $2,000 commission.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have ups and downs. And I also decided to step into another company, health and wellness. I was really, really sick all the time. My grandmother was losing weight because she had just lost my grandpa. So she went into a depression, wouldn't eat. So I met a woman named Ann, and she introduced NutriStart with transfer factor in it to me. And I gave it to my grandma, and she started gaining weight again. So I was like, wow, I want to check out these products, because last year I had the stomach virus. I babysat my neighbor's 6 kids. I was pregnant with Austin, and I had 4 of my own. So it was insane, and germs were nuts in my house. I was
Oh
constantly
yeah.
spraying Lysol. You know, I'd have her bring him over and say, I really got to go to work, but he's got a stomach virus. And I'm like, oh God, I don't want the stomach virus again. So I'm like, I got to help my immune system. I've got to do some all natural living. So I decided to start doing that, cook all natural, you know, and take some all natural supplements. I was taking prescription medications. I stopped that completely and started taking all natural supplements. So that's what I do now, is clothing and health and wellness. And it's just, it's balance. It's 2 different avenues of money. So if this one doesn't do that well this week, then there's always this one to back it up. That's what I have noticed with it. And I'm willing to do local stuff and online stuff and just grind, grind, grind with a baby on my hip. So that's the mentality you have to make it, I think.
It is, especially that you're out there, like I said, with the kids, and you're out there, and people like they're asking themselves, like, man, what is she doing? You know, I want to ask, I want to know. Like, she's making it happen with the 5 kids, and I have, they, you know, just an example, and I only have 2, and I'm struggling. And how is that? You know, let me get back to her. I need to talk to her.
Yeah.
But that's
It
what
gets
moms
interesting.
don't
It
see that.
really does. But it's fun at the same time. And I just really take everything as it comes to me now. And I don't try to overthink things. That really helps a lot too, is just like, don't think about it. Everything happens right on time when it's supposed to, every time. I know, regardless of if I have worried whenever I was there, and whenever, now that I don't worry, God still provides every time. You know, I just had a water bill that was due, and I was wondering how I was going to pay it. Today was Friday. I got my Abby and Anna pay. I paid that water bill, and I can go buy groceries, and I can take the kids to get ice cream. And I couldn't even do that when I had 2 jobs at once. You know, I was just being able to pay what I could, and I couldn't take the kids to get ice cream, or, you know, to go off and do anything. And I love that I'm able to make money while we're eating the ice cream.
Right? That's awesome right there.
So,
Man, I just can't, but you
oh
know,
yes, it's all God. It is all God. Roy, you are on a roll with that. I yes. Yes, 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 yes. It's
and
all God.
it's God, you know, with you, but it's you that, you know, since God is right there with you, it's you pushing yourself, because God, He's always just He's gonna give you strength, energy, faith, everything.
Yes.
But He's just like, you have to push yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not, God is like, I'm not gonna push you. I'm giving you right here. I'm creating this for you. Go ahead. Let's see if you can do it. And that's what you're doing. You just created your own reality. You open up a different kind of Coke, and you're like, let's go.
Yep. I tell my team all the time, I'm like, open your funnel. Don't, when it's raining blessings, don't put your umbrella, open your funnel and let them come inside. Just let them come inside. And I feel like it's changed me. If you look at my videos whenever I started this, a year ago, I was on a personal journey of trying to figure out who I am and what I wanted to be about, and, you know, what I'm trying to do and how I'm going to go this way and that way. But now that I've decided that it really doesn't matter, as long as I'm alive in this moment and happy to be alive in each moment, you know, life is going to take care of itself for me. And it really has. It's shown me that putting things in my mind and then speaking them and then putting the work into it has helped my life tremendously, where I don't have to work as hard anymore. I mean, I know we're talking about work, 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 but I don't have to work as hard anymore. I mean, this is simple stuff. This is socializing with people. This is loving on people, meeting them where they are. If they have something that you can offer them, okay. And if not, you still have lended an ear to them. And, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many products I push, I sell. I don't do that. They come to me and they ask me what I do. And if they're interested, then we work together or we don't. But I don't work in the same way that some of the people do. And I feel like the right people come to you right on time where this whole business is concerned. And that's what I have to say about my work and all. Thanks for allowing me to talk about that. I don't really talk
Oh
about.
no, man. That's what I wanted, to for the audience, that you're watching, that you're barely coming in. Hi, Christina. Like she has 5 kids, and Christina, man, I know her. She's here from Houston, and
Hey,
she's out there hustling and everything, and she has her kids and everything, and I like her cousin too. But like from the younger age, because you're 30, and like I said, you probably have friends too that have two or one kids, and they're like struggling and now not know what to do when they have to sit down, like you said, and see what's their bigger picture, their bigger dream, and say, just because I have my kids, it's not impossible to make my dreams come true. You
exactly.
just have to kind of realize, like, sit down and, like you said, write stuff down and be like, all right, like you said, I couldn't be at the job, I joined that clothing, and then I joined this, and then I just pushed myself, I hustle, grind, and God was there with me, so I wasn't never gonna give up, even though in your mind you're like, man, I have my 5 kids, but it's for them. That's your why. You're like, that's for them and for a better future of me, creating myself a legacy, an empire for them. Because, like I said, I say it to everybody, we never know what's going to happen from right now into 5 years. You see how everything is going on right now
Hmm.
with politicians. I don't pay attention to none of that, but I just look at it, just a view of it, because just we gotta see, because I mean the whole world how it's going
Oh
on,
yeah, you're
and I'm
gonna
like,
see it, right?
oh man, I hate that. It's just negative. Everything is just the news is fake and everything. So I just jumped up and go to my right side and be like, okay, I just gotta surround with the with the people that are trying to feed me my brain with new things than just being out there and watching them and getting more brainwashed. This and
Yeah,
that, this and that, this and that.
getting distracted too. It's distraction.
Distracted.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
So
exactly
one
what it
is
is.
yeah.
It takes you a second to realize, hey, I'm being distracted by that. That's why I stopped paying. Another thing is if you stop paying for things that you really don't need, you can afford the things that are really good for you. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
told myself in the beginning of this. Oh, well, Brandy, you love to watch movies and this and that, and I spent so much time wasted in Netflix. It wasn't funny, so I decided to drop that and not pay cable. And now I'm more able to do things and buy the supplements that keep my body healthy, that I've been sick every single year of my life from October to February. It has never failed me. I am so not sick. I can breathe. I've never felt better. So I'm just happy that I have put the effort in where that's concerned, knocking stuff off that really wasn't important.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that you're right there in the dark, but I can still see you.
I gave up on the
Hey,
light. I was like,
no, I've been waiting for somebody. No, I've been waiting for somebody to ask, like, oh man, she's been, your story that you told, what you've been through. Like, oh, she wants to be on the dark side, so we won't see her. I've been waiting for somebody to ask, hey, is she on the dark?
I'm
Because
still
she
here.
don't.
I'm still here.
Hey, what's up, Chandel? Hey, everybody that's still showing up. I was just waiting for somebody to ask that, and I was like, I was ready to answer. Nobody did.
Hey,
That's
everyone.
funny.
You gotta put the work in. So true, Shondell. So true. You have to.
Oh yeah. This is what I like, because see, you told your story and it went in right there between on that topic. See, because the topic, what it is how hard is it for you to put your excuses aside, having 5 kids. See, and it came right through what we're talking about.
Yep.
Like, you just had to. It's like you say, sometimes it might be hard. You wake up in the morning, and like you said, you might be a little, not say stressed, but you're like, oh man, I have to do this again, or something. A kid's sick, and you're like, I have to put myself out there, but I have to you know, hustle too, and it's like it overwhelms sometimes. Like you said, probably it's just like, man, what am I gonna do today? Am I just gonna give up on today's day? And like, no, man, I have to put on that mindset, that cap. That, like I said, get on my shoes on, dress up, let's go.
Yep, exactly. Get up, go,
And
dress up, show up.
let's go.
I mean, no matter what.
Bec-
There goes the light again. I'm so
Undercover. Ah, look at that.
sorry.
They're saying you're undercover. My phone is dying, guys. Catch that later. I'll charge my phone for the next one. All right, Christina. That's thank you for being here. You're undercover. That's funny. Oh man. So I just want you to know, see guys, no excuses.
Exactly. Lighting issues and all. This is live, and I can't give y'all an excuse of, oh, well, I'm going to end it because my lighting's bad. I mean, I
No, it's
gotta
like me
roll with
when I was doing.
it.
I didn't have my tripod and I had to be holding that for the whole hour or something. I was like moving and like my head.
Oh, I know.
No, I wasn't gonna put an excuse for that. I was like, I gotta go and do it.
Yeah, I'm going to stand here and hold this phone. I've done so many lives like that. It's not funny.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
when I'm
that,
like,
I
I need a
think,
tripod.
yeah, I think that this platform too with live videos is just so powerful. I really do. I mean, I think that certain people can catch it at certain times, but replay, I mean, there's always the replay and just letting people know who you are and giving a crap about who others are is super important. And we all should do this. We all should like collaborate with each other and just no matter, what color, what religion, whatever, that we just come together and we just love each other through it and through exactly unity. Like just come.
Unity, man. That's what we
Definitely
need to
will,
come
Roy.
back.
Definitely will.
We need. That's what we lost. You know what? They're trying to push their agenda on us to just break out and just not to have that unity and hate each other because of your color, because of races, because of everything. That's what they're pushing. I'm like, I'm not pushing for that. I'm pushing back to have unity, to for us to be together and share our mindset, what we got, dominate. I don't want to compete with you. I want to dominate.
Exactly.
I'm dominate my space. If I know an idea and you're doing the same industry as mine, I don't care. I can go and tell you, hey, you know what? I think this idea is gonna help you to boost yourself up, and that person is probably gonna be like, you know what? I can give you this idea to you that it's gonna probably boost yourself up. See, we're not even competing. You're dominated, even though that guy or the girl, that company, it's higher already,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still humble and kind. That's good,
Yep.
because we're united. But there's some that they won't. Oh, yo, you're gonna go speak to them. They gotta see you as a competition.
Right.
Yeah, oh, you're gonna stay low.
Right.
We already high, and that's the bad mindset, because then later in the year on the road, you're like, hey, how's the company going? Oh, we don't have the company anymore. It ended. I'm like, whoa, what about yourself? Oh no, my company is there. I have three other companies.
Yes.
The same thing, because you were doing on the right path, being humble and kindly, while they just went too overwhelmed, too hyper, that they like, oh, forget it, man. I got a lot of money anyways.
Right.
And that's the bad pathway to go. Gotta run, but I watched the replay. What's up, Daniel?
Thanks for
It's
being here,
man.
everyone. Thanks for listening, and everyone who catches the replay. Thanks for showing up and just hearing my story, and thanks for letting me put it out there. And this is
Oh yeah.
super awesome.
Do you still think that you want to be a youth pastor? Since you were talking about that, I'm gonna ask her that.
I
Or that's something that it's. I mean, I know God is always gonna be there with you, but since you wanted to be that, sometimes it stays with you, or you still want to be at.
Right. I do a little bit. Like I volunteer. I actually graduated with a volunteer Christian counseling degree. Well, I've only used it for volunteering. So that's what I use that degree for. I'm back in school now. So do I want to? Yes, absolutely. I want to do so much more. I just feel like right now, everything that I already have on my plate, I'm doing the best that I can. So I'm
Yeah.
showing up, and I don't want to spread myself too thin. So I think as I get older and my kids get older, and I have more experience with stuff, I'll be better set for that and to bring it.
Yeah, it's that's very true what you said. Because you already have your focus on what you're doing now. You're hustling, grinding. That I know there's a lot of things out there, the cryptocurrency, and then all this, and people trying to. I'm not trying to be, mean with them and say no, but you're already kind of like laser focused on your things that you're actually doing really good. That you're like, I will still love to invest on cryptocurrency and do this and that, but on my time when I know that I stepped up on this and the game went on another level, and you're like, all right then, let now I can, like you said, my kids are bigger, my game went over better because I hustle more. The money kept growing, and I'm investing more. Let me do it now. Now I can't do it. Then when you trying to put more stuff in the play, when you barely picking up the focus on what you have in there, then everything just corrupts and falls down, and you're like, I don't have anything anymore.
Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's sometimes, like we've talked about, it gets overwhelming when you plug yourself into too many different places. But you got to show up to wherever you plug into. And I've chosen to be a mom, do school so that I can have content to be able to bring to people and to also do this business. So I feel like I have those three. That's my three, and I want to stick to three. So one day I want to be a writer. I want to take all of the poetry I've ever written into composition books and create a poem book and, a poetry book where other people can collaborate with me too and put their poetry in there and their names to it. I would love to help, poets. I would love to help. My daughter does art. She's an artist, so I would love to help artists out. I want to just make a platform where anybody can show anything that they're doing, because there's not just direct sales. There's not just MLMs. We have ladies that make their own jewelry. I know women that make their own makeup and sell it on Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the stories that I've heard are incredible. I actually ordered for Christmas, this girl that I know here on Facebook. She has her own candle company. We know how many there are out there already, but nobody can do it like you can do it. And we got to believe in ourselves that, sometimes I think to myself, what can I do? And that's what I'm trying to find out right now, is what can I do? I do want to do missionary trips, but that's like, those are my dreams. Those are on my vision board, and I know that I will accomplish them, but I'm slow and steady at it, so I don't get too tired out too quickly.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, it's like it's good that we're young, we're pushing out there and sleeping less and this, but sometimes we gotta get that refresh again, because I know we got it, we got this energy, and the next day you still got it, but sometimes I see it myself. Like today, I've been sleeping maybe 2 hours, and today I was like, I need to refresh, I'm like,
Yeah.
man, and I got home, I had to change the oil in the car, and I went to do all that, and then I came home, and because they said it were gonna take a long time, so I got home and I just knocked out for 30 minutes. That was it, just 30 minutes. But it felt really good, and I woke up and I said, I gotta go because I gotta fix the car.
Yep.
But it's the things that sometimes we do gotta get refreshed again, because if you don't, sometimes the brain, you think it's not gonna work the same way when you're very refreshed than when you were, 2 3 hours, a whole 1 or 2 weeks ahead. You're like, you kind of you see it yourself when you're speaking to somebody, and then you're like, oh man, I didn't even say what I meant to say, or you refresh,
Right.
like, oh man, yeah, and you're like, okay, I need to rebattery myself, let me get that rest, and we need it. We need it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're humans. We're not robots.
Right.
If we were robots, woo, man, we don't even need to go to sleep. We would be doing it
I would
every.
just back on up and plug in and be ready. But
And be
sometimes
ready.
I don't get very much sleep, and that's another cool thing about what I do is I can look a wreck. I mean, I can have dark circles under my eyes, and no one's going to be like, "Are you okay, Brandy?" whenever I walk into work, because I'm working at home. I can look
Yeah,
insane if I want to.
and you're doing your own thing. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That is great. And I tell people that when they're ready, like you did, and they're like, they probably had they have their own business, or they join an MLM, but they have bigger profit now than what their work, because some of us, we're still working, and then on the side we're hustling, and we're hustling harder so we could just leave the job. And sometimes if you're ready and you got more profit than here, leave it.
Yep.
But make sure that you're still gonna keep on hustling harder on your business now that is yours, the one you created, or if you join, like I said, an MLM or anything, and then keep on boosting yourself, man. So the profit won't go down because it is gonna go down. Like I said, some days, those months that it may go down, or it may go like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then it may go out like this, and then like that. But you creating yourself a mentality that like, okay, this money I'm not gonna touch. It's just the emergency money or something. This money is just my on my check balance, and then this money is just for my legacy. It's like three different accounts. I saw
Right.
that from one of my buddies, Andy. He put it on there, and I was reading, and I was like, that's amazing. That's something that I didn't even thought about it. It's like keeping one where you use your money, your check, your debit, and then another one where you're just kind of saving it for something, and then another one where you're not even touching it. You're just
You just
creating that
set
one, you
and
don't even
forget.
know.
I
Yeah,
actually,
and I'm like,
I've
that's
never been
awesome.
able to do that before, and that's what I do now. Is I know that I have to have this amount to pay my rent and my bills and everything, and then I know that we can play around with this, and this is the stuff that I just put and leave. I'm getting into my research about certain cryptocurrencies and all of that, but I'm not jumping into anything until I absolutely know
Yeah.
everything. I am like a researcher so bad. I research everything that anyone brings to me. I'm like, I've got to research that. I've got to Google that. And if my kids ask me something and I have no idea, instead of being like, I don't know, I say, hold on, we're going to find out together. I mean, we
Yeah.
have so much information at our fingertips that we've got to plug into it. We've got to say, I don't know. I mean,
We're
why would
living in it.
yeah, why would you say I don't know whenever you could say I don't know, but let me find out for you, because you can find out for people really quick the
Oh
information that
yeah.
they're looking for.
We're living in the information age. We're living in the internet age. We're living it like right now, 2018. I know social media has been there for a while, but right now is that time where it just exploded, where it's like you gotta get in it. You gotta get in it. Like I said, look at the live videos. Right here, you creating a show, you creating something for yourself, not only for yourself, but for others to open doors for everybody for free on the live, man. And you
Yep.
got it. Why not do it? It's
Right?
just powerful. It opens up so many things that right here, you open doors for everything. And then from there, man, you just gotta keep on hustling and doing what you gotta do. It's
Yep.
it's powerful.
And that's what I
It's
believe. Every day I
unbelievable.
wake up, I say, where can I give my time? Um, I talk to my grandma all the time and ask her, am I doing okay? Am I doing all right by giving people my time? And she's like, yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And that's what I want to do. I don't want to just sit here and talk about my products and my business and my this. I want you to come on and be about you and tell me who you are, and let's get to know each other. So I love that you're doing the same thing as well, getting to know people, because that's how we're all going to come together, is by getting to know each
Mm-hmm.
other on a personal level and saying, oh, wow, I see it from a different perspective than I did before I talked with you.
That's what when I created the show, I did it just like I said. I was in my bed right here, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I was in my phone. I was like, "Boop, Amazon. Let me get the tripod. Let me get." I was buying everything. I said, "Well, I got it already." So I said, "I have to start Monday." It was a Friday, so I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "I have to start Monday," and I was like, "Oh, dude, but who am I gonna put as guest?" I was like on my head, and I started working on Friday. I was like looking and observing the people from my page and from other pages. I'm like, all right, let me ask, let me see, how am I gonna ask? And I was asking myself questions, and boom. And nonetheless, the first whole week on that Friday, the whole next week it was already
Fill up.
packed. I was like,
Yes,
wow.
I know.
I
I
was like,
didn't
wow.
know
I
that it
got
was
Monday to
that.
Sunday,
Right?
and I was
So
like,
good that
whoa. I was
you
like,
had to.
this is. And I will ask them, and some of them they're like, "Oh, when did you start this?" I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I was telling them just right now." I said,
Yeah.
"I had that idea." I said, I had the idea since I follow Grant Cardone, and I said, "You got an idea? You got something? Write it down and do it. Let's go, move
Yep.
it forward." Because if I say, "Nah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow," then you won't. Your mind is gonna be like, "Nah, just wait next, and next, and then boom." You're
Right?
never gonna do it. And I
Start
said, you
running.
know
Just
what? Let me
start.
buy it. You start, yeah, and everybody's like, what? You just did it right now? Yeah, 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 just right now. And I thought about the name and everything. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, yeah. And I'm starting Monday, and like,
That's so
and then I had the whole guest, and I was excited, and then I did it for that whole month from Monday to Sunday. I had the show Monday, Tuesday, and so I'm like, okay, I gotta do it just 3 days. And I'm like, oh man, Grant Cardone does it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna follow that, and that's what I'm doing: Monday,
Monday,
Wednesdays,
Wednesday,
and
Friday. Cool.
Fridays.
Cool, cool, cool.
Uh-huh. Unless somebody really wants to, make it a like, hey, can I do it? I can do it those days, Saturday and Sunday. We make it a special show and something, and we do it.
Yep.
Like yesterday, I didn't have to do a show, but I did it because it was a special, and it was for like 30 minutes, so 25 minutes,
Right. If I
and
have
I loved
someone
it.
that
That's
wants
why I
to
got the
connect, I'm
link.
all about it. I'm like, let's just go ahead and do it because I said 365 or more. And I'm so shooting for the or more. I want to go live with or more people than 365 because I just think it would be really cool to go live with as many people that are doing. I mean, I may meet women and men that are loving their jobs and stuff like that and want to talk about topics. So, I'm thinking about it from all kind of different aspects of doing things differently. I've seen so much different stuff and you're giving me ideas. I know Bailey's on here and she gives me ideas all the time. She actually just said, I
Bailey's there.
love it. Are you going through the whole years? I think she's talking to you. Are you going through the whole year
Oh
with
yeah, oh
us?
yeah. I started when I started on 2017. It was on October,
Mm-hmm.
and I said I'm going all the way. And then I just ending the year. That's when I changed it for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and that's been going on. Like I already have my set for next week. I already have the guests for next week. So Monday is open mic night, so I can have anybody that wants to show up and say what they want to say on the topic that I have, or they want to bring a topic on Monday. It's an open free night. And then on Wednesday I have somebody, and then on Friday I have somebody.
Cool.
And then, but this week, since I already have it for this week I would jump for the next and the next. So I'll be already on the roll for the next 2, 3 weeks. So I don't have to be like, oh, okay,
Yep.
and I love that. So I'm being ahead and ahead and ahead, and and then I look at the calendar. Unless I got something to do important that I cannot do it, then I'll show up on a day and I'll be like, you know what, I won't be doing it this week, this day, but I'll tell the audience, and they're like, okay, and then they know, because when I'm not there, like for Christmas, the whole week I didn't do it. And I didn't tell anybody that I wasn't gonna do it, and they missed the show. They're like, "We missed you" when I came back, but I didn't do it because I only had my daughter for 1 week. So I said I'm spending that whole week like if it was the whole year, because it
Right.
was only 1 week that I was gonna have her. So and the sad thing was that she was sick. You know how the flu thing is going on. She was sick
Goodness.
the whole week. So I couldn't do anything with her. She just wanted to lay down in bed and watch movies. That was the only
Aw.
thing we did. So, but and that Thursday night when I dropped her off back on Friday all the way to El Paso. She was like, "All right, I'm feeling good. Are we gonna go see the animals? Because she wanted to go to
Oh,
the zoo. Are we gonna go play bowling?" And I was like, "Oh man, no, we're leaving tomorrow." I'm like, and then she started crying. She didn't want to
oh
go. She didn't
boy.
want to leave. She didn't want to leave. She said, "I don't want to leave yet. I didn't do anything yet."
No.
And that those are the things that right there, my mind sees it on another level, that I'm not gonna cry. I didn't even cry. I was like, I can't cry. I have to become stronger. And I tell myself it's fine if I cry, because I did it all the time when I used to drop her off. I would be sad, but this time it was even more that I had to cry, because it was just 1 week. But somehow I saw her and saw the things, and the things she's changing, and I was like, I can't cry. I'm on another level. She's so smart. I
Yeah.
think that I never had the entrepreneur in me when I was little, and
Hmm.
she does. She does.
Mine
All the
do.
stories, all the stories they tell me about her, what she's doing over there in Mexico. I'm like, what? Like they go to the store and she has her own list, and they buy the groceries, and when
Hmm.
they're waiting in the car, she's opening the window and selling what she has already bought to other people. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, not even me when I was
That's so
little.
funny. That reminds me and my little sisters, we used to we always had cats, and cats, they keep coming. and keep coming. So every time they would have babies, we would put them in our wagon and we'd go door to door and say, "Would you like to buy a kitten?" No one ever wanted to buy a kitten, but I've had that in me since I was little. Like, just we would bake cakes and make lemonade and do things like that. So I've always had it to where I wanted to, and my girls see what I'm doing now. So Juliet wants to do jewelry, and Taylor wants to do this, and Brad wants to do that. So I think involving your kids and letting them know that
It's
there's
good.
a different way. If they, like I tell Taylor, if I would have started at your age doing this, where would I be now? And I just now started
Woo!
2 years ago. So, and I'm here and I'm happy with where I'm at, but I know I'm only going higher. So imagine
Oh
where
yeah.
you're going.
And I told her when she was here and she was sick, and I said cool. I told her if you wanna be, I told her about the show, and she's like yeah. She was up to it, but she was sick, she wouldn't do it. But
Oh,
when I go get her again, I'm like I want her to be. I'm not pushing her to do anything that I'm doing,
mm-hmm.
but the way I see that what she's really smart. Like I said, hey, if I create a store for you and we put stuff where you run it and anything. She's like, oh yeah, I'll sell everything. And I believe her that she would sell anything. And she's 5.
Oh
She's
my
5. So
gosh.
I'm telling you, she's 5 and she's in another level. She's what because of all the struggle that she went and that she actually went and that us for, you know, parents not, the way we did the stuff. I mean, my story, is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And she like upgraded to the thinking of an adult, not a kid. Like when we're at McDonald's, they told me that when they go in Mexico, McDonald's, all the kids are playing, and,
Yeah.
and the kids are fighting. She will get out and go find the parent of that kid and tell her, "Hey, you know what? What are you doing talking to them and you're not paying attention to your kids? They're over there hitting them." And you're over there just wasting your time. And she will tell them that you like an adult, you're
And
wasting
she's
time,
already off.
Uh-huh. And I'm like, when they told me that, I cried that day. When they told me that first time, I was crying because then she went back and the parent asked that who was the parent of that kid, but it was because it's grandma that takes care of her in Mexico. So she's like, oh, I'm her grandma. She's like, well, I am speechless of what she just came and did because she's right. She's right.
Right.
I'm over here and my kids are over there and I'm not even paying attention to them, but I have to pay attention to them. She came over here and told me what my job is, and she was 4 at that time, not even 5 yet.
Oh my goodness.
And those things, I'm like, wow, she's in another level because of what the struggle she went when she was 2. I guess her mind just evolved, and grandma in Mexico, she actually teaches her a lot of things on the right path, this and that, and not pushing her. She's like, whatever you want to decide you want to do, you do it. They put it in sports. She didn't want to do that. I told them, she don't want to do that. That's fine. Let her decide if she wants to do that. Let her decide because it's her own life.
Right.
Even though she's little, you gotta let them run their own life. We gotta be back here and support them. But I cannot be like, you gotta do baseball and you better finish that. And when you finish, then you have to do soccer. No, man, they don't want to do that.
That's
You
so
don't know
crazy that you're
what they
talking
want to
about that.
do.
I just told Ann this morning, and some people may hear this and be like, wow, really? I literally will go to 4 different drive-throughs. On our drive-through night, we'll have a night where I don't cook because I have school and it gets really late that night. So, I will go to 4 different drive-throughs for my kids because I let them each decide what they want. I don't force them to have certain things. And even eating meat, my daughter went through a phase of not eating meat, and I did not make her eat meat. You know what I mean? I feel like she's in control of her body. Children should be able to have some power. I mean, they're smart. They know way more than what they think that we think that they know, and they pick up on everything. They're sponging it all up and
Mm-hmm.
watching us. And I knew that too. I knew that's why I had to change, because my daughter's watching me just keep on, keep on, keep on. They're going to think that's what normal is, and that's not what was normal. So I wanted to step out of what I always was so used to, so that I could teach them something different and live life
Mm.
differently.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And it's funny because when was it? I think she was probably one, and I wanted to do a clothing line of myself for
Mhm.
her, and I wanted to like I still even have everything written down like exactly how I wanted to do it for her. I don't know, God is so huge, and I made her own membership and everything, her picture with her little yellow dress, and I never did anything, I just did it, and I have all the memberships, like membership cards and everything,
Mhm.
that I was gonna do a membership card for selling clothes for men, women, and kids, and including shoes for like a 45-month deal. You get this, a pair of shoes, a pair of this, a pair of that. And then that was all excited, but my mind wasn't ready. So I was like, it's for her. And look at that. Now, like, she wants to have her own little store and create something. And I still got those cards there.
Yeah. You
Like,
that,
I made them all those 45 years ago. And I'm like,
that's
oh
so
my God, it all the way over here, and I'm like, now I'm definitely gonna use them, because now I am in another level and thinking that I'm hustling, grinding, so I'm gonna do that for her.
yeah.
And as a 5 year old, oh my God, I'm like, God knows he probably, and I didn't even, because I saw them like in the third year,
Hmm.
and I still had them there, and I saw the box, and I'm like, you know what, I wasted a lot of money, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw it away. I never did anything, and I never did. I just left them in the corner, and they're still in that corner.
Well, they're in the corner for
But
a reason.
that's probably God said, leave them there.
Yep.
Don't throw them. Maybe someday, some things, look, it ended up being like this. I'm like, cool. I'm like, man, she's gonna love that. And she's creating something for her
Right.
at the age of 5. Because I'm writing my book right now, so you never know. Maybe when she's 7 or 8, she'll be like, hey, Daddy, I want to write a book too. Man, at that age, 7 or 8, writing a book, that's crazy.
I know.
She'll be different in another level. And when she turns 15, man, and she'll have her own little money on for herself, like no struggle, nothing. She will have it for her, and that's good to for us to kind of get the, because we gotta get the youth, not only like my daughter, but we gotta hit the youth right now, because
Absolutely.
they're a generation. They're the next CEO of McDonald's, or their next CEO of their own company, and most of them, their mindset is just not ready, because of the
Yeah.
the way the parents are with them. They're working all the time, and they're on their phone, not using it correctly. They're on their phone because they're talking to their girlfriends. We're gonna have a wine. Where are we gonna go run? No, man. What
Yeah.
about your kids? And I see that, it saddens me, because some of the kids tell me, because I work at a daycare, and they tell me, man, I hate that my mom goes all the time out of town on businesses, and I hate that she gets here, then she drives me here. When I see that she's not working, that saddens me, because I'm like, I understand, like, if I'm gonna drop them off for 2 hours because I'm gonna work out and do this, that's
Mhm.
fine, because 2 hours. But I'm dropping them from 6 in the morning all the way to 6 in the afternoon. That's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't, but um I feel like that's what I was meant to be. I always knew that I'm the oldest of 6 children, so I always knew that I wanted to be a mom. I always mommed as a child. When my parents would be fighting, I would just be consoling my sisters, and I knew that that's what I was supposed to do. And I also believe in that. I have my girls, and they have Musically, and they have their little friends, and I get together with their mothers, and we talk about just how we need to encourage our kids to have dreams, because so many kids give up, and they
Hmm.
quit school, they drop out. We have so many dropouts that have no direction in life and don't know where they're at and where they're going. And if we say they're too much of a, what would you say it, a lost cause, then they're never going to need
Hmm.
somebody. They're going to need somebody to give out their hand and support them and help them back up. That's what I've always said, is if someone falls down in the race, whether it's a physical race or a mental race or a business race or a life race, if they fall down, like, don't keep on running. if you notice that someone fell down, like help them up, regardless of how old they are or whatnot. And I tell my kids that all the time. Just help anyone and everyone you can. I love that all the stories of my daughter telling me about, times where she causes someone to not fight anymore. There's a lot of fighting in schools. There's a lot of bullying in schools. And I love it when they tell me, I took up for Timmy today, or I took up for this person, because other people are watching them do that. And the reason why they're doing it is because we're teaching them that it's okay to. When
Mm-hmm.
for so long that kids have been taught that it's okay to bully, it's okay to do this, they're being bullied. So they're just retaliating back out what they've learned. And, I've also had conversations with people before about hitting their children. And they're like, do you spank your kids? I personally don't.
I don't either.
I don't spank my kids, and the reason why I don't spank my kids is because I believe that it teaches physical violence is the answer to a problem, and it's never the answer to a problem. And how am I going to confuse my kid and say physical violence is never the answer to the problem, but I am the
Well, you're doing
adult,
it.
your role model, and I am hitting you and trying to teach you? That's confusion, and confused minds do horrible things, and that the confusion
Mm.
needs to kind of roll away, and things need to be simplistic. Just get back down to the simple things in life, and get to your child state, because we're really all just big kids. That's all we are.
Yeah.
Grown up from our kid state, but we're still a child.
Oh yeah, we are, man.
I know I
I know I am, man. I love it. Every time I was surrounded with because I'm surrounded with the kids, they always tell me, "Oh, Mr. Jesus," they're like, "You're a kid." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know," because I'm involved with them and everything, and they're like I'm their best teacher to them because they're like, "Oh, that teacher is mean to me, but sometimes it's nice," and you're like in between of all of it. You're mean, nice, and everything, but your personality is like a kid, and
yep.
they are not. They're just like a robot, and then I'm like, wow, it makes my heart, more pumped up. And all those kids, I show them, all of the kids, whatever I tell them this and that, and like what the situations and what do they want to do in college, if they want to go, if they don't want to go. I start talking to some of them, and some of them, they do listen, man.
Yep.
I'm telling you, some of them do listen, some of them don't, but some of them they do. They're like, oh yeah, well, I want to do this. Well, I don't really like school. And I said, that's fine. If you don't really like school, you don't have to go to school, but you have to set up something before, if you want to have a little store, or you're already selling this, or you want to build a YouTube channel, because some of them already have their YouTube channel. Some of them are drawing, and they're really good at drawing at that 7 years old. And I'm like,
Yep.
man, do it. And I'm the one, like, if I'm a parent, because the parents don't even, when I tell the parents that, they're like, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Their mind is like, I'm like, no, man, it's the kid. You got to listen to your kids. They got their own dreams, too.
Right.
Not only yours, theirs, too. It sads me. And then I'm like, I'm not going to even tell on them anymore, man. I'm like, man.
I try to make my commitments, and then, my 90% is my kids. So when Taylor comes to me and she says, Mom, look at this drawing, you can ask my best friend was just here today. And when my daughter asked me to look at a drawing she did, I took myself away from what I was doing. I put my phone down. I walked away from everything that I had going on, and I sat down beside her and I looked at her drawing. And you know how much that probably meant to her, because nobody ever looked at my stories. Nobody ever looked at
Mm-hmm.
my drawings. And, even I fed off of that, though. But there's a lot of people that are super sad, lost people, because they didn't have attention from their parents. And I just feel like attention to children, and they can teach you things a lot of the time. That's why I said in one of my videos recently, like, it does not matter the age. Like, a child can teach you something. An old
Oh, yeah.
lady can teach you something. A 30-year-old woman can teach you something. Jesus Ortiz can teach you something. Somebody can teach you something, and it doesn't matter how old they are or whatever. Like, kids are awesome. I love kids. I'm glad that we both have kids. Who's a parent? Has anybody
And
been through
we,
anything?
and we always listen, because that's the only thing, that's the best important thing, to listen, and then you can actually ask the questions. Because
Yep.
before, you're like, people talking to you, you're like, "Ah," and then like, hey, and then they ask you something like, oh crap, I'm like, I didn't even listen to what they were talking about. and now when I have conversations when I'm out there and at the somewhere and then somebody speaking to me and they're like they ask me something and they even say, wow, so you actually pay attention to me all those 35 minutes. I'm like, yeah, well, you're talking to me, we're having coffee, why would I be, I mean, thinking about something else when I have you right there in front of me? I have to pay attention and see what I'm gonna respond back. And like, wow, that's awesome. And then they're like, because most of the people that I go out with, they don't listen. And I'm like, oh man, because their mindset is different. They're not there yet. I used to be that way.
Yeah.
Everybody used to be that way when we're just like, oh, whatever, man. I don't want to hear their story. I want to hear what happened to them yesterday. And you're like over here, man, what am I going to do Friday and Saturday? And then they ask you something. Oh, what?
Yeah. Catch you off
I'm
guard.
like, catch off guard. I'm like, not anymore. I listen. I'm like, I listen and listen. And then I'll start making up questions in my head. When they ask me something, I answer them and ask them another question. And like, wow, wow. I'm like, I like that you actually listen. And that they feel better because you never know. They never had somebody actually listen to them. And now they have somebody that they do that you probably boosted their spirit up. And that makes you feel better.
Right? Double blessings.
Double blessings, yeah. I love that when I do double blessings. It's
Hmm.
just I've been doing it a lot, and it just sometimes I just when I'm off and I get back to my car, I just sit down and like I'm like wow. I'm like this is I've been doing it like constantly. I'm like this is feels good. I know I probably didn't help them with money or anything, but the way I told them and they didn't listen to them and I answered the questions, they I felt that vibration that they felt good. So I'm leaving, but I'm leaving something that I actually helped somebody else.
Yep. Yep. I feel the same way. I really, really do. The kids always tell me whenever I come inside from doing a live or something, you look so happy. And I'm like, it's because I feel like there's a change. A change is being made, and you guys are going to be a part of it. I'm a part of it. Like, we're all a part of this change that's coming to like all the nations. I have literally in just a year time added 4,000 people, a little over 4,000 people book just by accepting everyone. I'm not even gonna lie. Everyone that sent me a friend request, I accepted it. And I have, I've met them. I've talked to them behind the scenes. I have talked to people from the Philippines. I have talked to people from Nigeria. I have talked to people from
Yeah.
all over the place. And I'm just like, holy cow, I was talking about this. Okay, I was talking about this years ago, and now it's happening. And now it's happening because it's supposed to be happening right now, because
Oh yeah.
God is getting ready to do big things through small people. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just going to cause a chain reaction, a domino effect, and people are going to keep going. They're gonna believe in themselves. I really, really do believe that with all my heart. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that people are just gonna see who they really are and not what the devil wants them to see every day.
Mm-hmm. And that feels good because when I did it, then I started doing the show. I was like, man, I don't know that my family is gonna be like because they watch the show.
Yeah.
Most of my cousins watch the show, and I was like, man, they're probably like, what are you doing this, Or no, man, when we have a family gathering, like a party, like tomorrow we have a family party, and we all there. They're like, hey, man, we missed the show when you didn't do it last week. You weren't in the show, and all of them like they support me. I'm like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That I was thinking the negative way. I
Yeah.
was like, man, because sometimes you're like family, they're like, what are you doing? Like, what are you getting? Are you charging? Oh no, they didn't even go that way. They're like, man, your show is awesome. They even put the hearts and ask questions, and I was like, that's awesome.
I know. The support is amazing because I know when I started, I was there too. I was like, are they going to laugh at me? Are they going to call me names? Are they going to be like, oh, why is she doing this? And, did she really just call herself that? And is she really willing to talk about this, and that? And I'm like, yeah,
It's
you know
funny
what?
because
Because it don't
some of my
matter to me anymore what you think. It only matters what I think. And I know I'm trying to be better every day. I'm just
every
trying
day.
better. I'm trying to be who I'm supposed to be every single day, and I'm not going to stop. I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to go back to that girl that I did not like. I know now all of those things that I did were wrong. And I think I was blindly just repetitively doing them because it was normal. It just felt so like cycled. That's my word is I felt like I was always trapping in a cycle and not being able to get out. And I spun out of it and I love where I am and I'm not going back into that cycle.
Oh no, you see now your results.
Right.
That's what I say. When you put that, when you decide, that's the hardest thing. When you decide what you're gonna do, that's the hardest thing. When you jump, you decide. The next thing is massive action,
Yep.
and the next thing is the results. And that's where people stop because they say, "Oh man, I already put a lot of massive action, and there's been 7 months, and I did see a little bit of results, but I didn't see what I wanted to." No, man, you putting out that hustle is it the results are coming by blessings, and God knows He's testing you, and then He's gonna give you a little medium one that you're like, wow, and then there's that big one. But people right there, they never get to see that big one because they're like, oh, it's a whole year and I busted my ass up and I don't see anything, and they're
Yeah.
like, I'm quitting this, I'm not doing it. Oh no, man, that's when you're like this close to find that diamond,
Right.
and you can't
Always.
give up
Always.
like mm-mm.
I always say
So
right
everybody,
on
no,
time.
never give up, man. Even if you're doing it already for a whole year and you're not seeing bigger results, keep on pushing it.
Yep.
Keep on
Oh yeah.
pushing it.
I know because I was there. I was there like, oh my gosh, this isn't working. It's not working. I can't believe that I'm even trying this. I'm not good at it. But something changed and in me. And I knew that I was the one that had control over what was going on. I was like, I got to just keep going, 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 going and not give up and just get to that point and be patient too, because you
Hmm.
don't want to just like go so quickly and you don't even know the people. Like I want to know the people I'm working with. I take it seriously and I don't want to just work with any random person that's not gonna, you know, resonate with me, I guess you would say. That my people will find me. And I even work this way. If I find a girl and she comes to me and wants to get into my company and a girl that I am friends with has, the same likes and dislikes as this person, I will send her over to her. That's how I work. Like I think we all should work together. We should not be competitive. We should help each other out, help each other build each other's team, and kind of just take
Because
action, just take charge and do what we can for each other to help out.
it's for everybody. The pie is right there. The pie, the money. People tell you that there's no money in this world. They're crazy because money, it's there.
Yes,
It's there. It's just you that you're lazy, us that we don't want to go out there and work for it and get it.
exactly.
Because I'm never gonna believe somebody. Oh, this man, look at the lottery. Look right now, like 498, and then you're saying that there's no money, and now you're saying that we're trillions and something in debt, and then we're still wasting like billions and trillions on our military. Common sense, man. Where's the money coming from? Money is there.
Right.
But it's the brainwash right there where people are already like, man, there's no money. The economy this, the economy that. I mean, the economy has to do what it has to do. That's why we have to be prepared and keep on pushing.
Yep.
Because the economy has to come down again. And that's what I tell people. We gotta be not. I'm not saying ready with the money wise, but be ready mentality, be ready spiritually, because when it hits us, it's gonna be really bad. But you're ready mentality. I'm not gonna stress out because you're ready with God and yourself. So whatever happens, you're ready.
Yep.
You're ready because it's gonna hit. It's been 8 years, and every 7 years the economy busts down. Right now it hasn't. So everybody, it's just like it's a TikTok. Everybody's waiting for it to drop down. And it's gonna happen. It's not that it's not. It is gonna happen. It's been happening since the beginning of time.
Yep.
And I'm not worried about it because this is the time when this happens. Woo, this is where all the millionaires, billionaires, that's when you become one. Because when you smart enough and you're like, ooh, this hits, that's when creative ideas. This is where you're gonna be out there with. That's why we're surrounded with the right people right now. Because when
Mm-hmm.
this happened, you're with those people and they probably know what to do because they already left They already been through 2 or 3 times when it happened. They're ready. They're like, all right, this is gonna happen. This is we're gonna buy this. We're gonna buy that. We're gonna
Yep.
man. So that's why we gotta get our feet in that
Yep.
before it actually happens and be like the same thing again, and we won't do anything.
Right. Because, I mean, it has been happening, and we've been able to rebuild as a people. We will always be able to rebuild. We are
Oh
smart
yeah.
enough. Like, I mean, and with everyone putting their hands into different ways of getting money instead of just having that 9 to 5, because I have plenty of girls on my team that still have their 9 to 5 and they're doing this. So, I mean, it's helping in both aspects. But if this company shut down that they work for 9 to 5, they still have this to back them up. So that's how I just feel about it. I feel like you have to do what you want, what you're happy with at the end of every day. Whatever you
You
want
better love it.
to just step out of the workforce completely, or if it's to do both, or if it's to stay in the workforce, like do what you want to do. I'm doing what I
Always,
want to
man.
do, right?
Yes, look at me, man. It's like when I know that you live life and learn. You have to fail. I think when you lose and you fail is the best thing because that's when you know you're gonna get back up and you know that you're gonna be on top of the mountain.
Right.
Because you've seen everything that you're losing, you've seen everything that you fail. You're like, man, now I know what I did wrong. I know where to invest. I know where to double it, 10x it, because I know I'm backing up and I know I lost here. I know I lost here. I fell, went down. But what is the only way to go? Up,
Up, up, up. Right.
up, man. And it's the best feeling. And people are like, no, it's winning, winning, winning. No, it's yeah, it feels good when you win, but you know then well that it's sometimes it's gonna be down. Then you lose and you're gonna fail, and that's when some people are not ready for that. You gotta be. That's why you have to be in your spirit and mentality that when that happens, you're like, okay, I knew that was gonna happen, but I created this that I have here, so I'm not really worried about it. Let's keep on hustling.
Yep. Yep.
Oh
Just
man,
going. Just that's all you can do is stay forward. Just
and
keep
move forward.
your eyes forward.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, look, somebody else. Hey, what's you been up to? Sup, Cindy?
Hey, Cindy. Hey, Monica.
Sup, Monica? Sup, everybody? Thank you for being on the show. Just joining. We've been already running for an hour and 27.
Wow. Whoa.
An hour
Doesn't
and
even feel
27
like that
minutes.
long, does it?
No, because we got when you get into it's always like in halfway when we start and then it gets boiling to
Yeah.
that positive and that mindset, and then you're like, boo, 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 and then you're like, another 30 minutes pass.
I know. It always starts like with the nervous jitters for me, and I got to get it out. And then the last hour, I'm okay. I'm like, all right.
And that's how I used to be. People ask me, damn, because some people think that I have this show for years. I'm like, no, man, I barely started. It's a couple of months, well, maybe
Right.
6 months now, 5 months. I'm like, what? Nah, you're not serious. I'm like, yeah, because you're good. You're not afraid of being on the camera and talking to people. Like, no, because but it took me time to get into this. It didn't went overnight that I was like, boom, let's go. No, man. It took me
I'm still
time.
learning. I'm telling you, I get nervous every single time, and I tell myself, you just don't stop. You just keep going. You say whatever, like you feel like God is leading you to say, and you just keep saying it, and don't give up, and don't stop, and don't stare at the camera like a deer in headlights, and then just end it. Like I used to be there whenever I started with the Aldos and the Video Matrix. I would sometimes feel like, oh my gosh, I need to just cut this video. I need to like delete it off and I need to just not do this anymore. And if I would have given up, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I'm glad that I rolled with their 90-day program and then, continued to do it afterwards because it taught me a lot answering all those questions. And I wouldn't
Oh yeah.
change anything. I love it. People think I'm crazy. A lot of people do actually, but I love doing this. I love meeting people. It's been so much fun over the past few days of just going live with people randomly throughout the day whenever they can. And a lot of people have been accepting to it, like you said, and I didn't realize so many people want to. So I'm really encouraged by that,
And it's the new audience you get
right?
every time that you the guests you bring that you bring in that your audience, the audience and whatever the Facebook it gets all different audience, and we get it out there. And then that's what I get a lot of friend requests, a lot of them, boom, 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 and they ask me a lot of questions and stuff, and I answer the questions
Yep.
because that's what it is, you know. You have to. I cannot just ignore you and anything. No, man, because this is what I created the show, so we can answer questions, anything you need to be doing. We can meet if you're here in Houston. We can meet. You're in Georgia, aren't you?
I am. I'm in Georgia.
You're gonna see me soon over there because the company that I partnered up, the guy is from Georgia, so I'll probably be there maybe at the end of February.
Did you say you were going to Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there somewhere in February or maybe even the end of January. I don't know. Soon. I'm still no. I say it in February. That's better because I'm barely starting the company here. Like he's expanding, so he came to meet me here, and it opened here from the show. So he flew from Georgia all the way over here. We had a meeting here, and I wanted to do this so bad. So and he said, you know what? I saw you in the video, and I said, and I know when I see somebody, and I flew. He flew all the way over here. When you know somebody's serious,
Right.
they flew. So
Yes.
when he flew, I'm like, I have to be serious. So we got there, we did the meeting and everything. You see, I'm in the company already. I'm just waiting for everything. I'm waiting for my stuff, my box and everything to all my materials that I need to have because I'm already in my finger to already start running and doing it. But I don't want to show up to the local companies with nothing in my hands, you know.
Yeah. That
So
makes.
I want to have my yeah. But then they're gonna be like, oh, you're right, yeah, and but you don't have anything, you know. If they ask me, hey, let me see, do you have you helped other companies? Have you helped other people? You know, like, yeah, I have everything right here. And it's working. And if I say, yes, I do, but I don't have it right now, they're going to think I'm a joke.
Just tell them, say I'm so excited.
Yeah. And I'm excited. I already got a client and, and another restaurant that I got to go that I just went in and it just took me 3 minutes. And I talked to the guy and I just said, exactly what, because I'm already, that's why I like it because I'm not afraid of talking to people and I know what I got to say. And then I went through it and he was like, what? He was like, man, I'm not the owner, but I take care of the restaurant. You have to come back and so we can have a meeting, all of us, the three of us. I'm like, see, just with 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, and that was on Christmas, even before, when I knew I was already in the company, and I was like, we had our Christmas party in where I work, and we were eating, and I said, before I leave, I have to go talk to him. And I went, hey, are you the owner? He said, no. And then I said, well, this is what I'm doing. This is what and then he was like, what? We need this. We need the leads. We need more customers here, and we need that help. Whatever you just said, we do. I'm like, wow. Right there, when I just took, and that was just even before, I was like, just playing with business, like, man, like no other. Oh, shit. You keep putting God first, you're gonna get your mind blown. Keep grinding. Let me get her back so she could say the ending where you can follow her, and and we'll be ending the show because we already did an hour and 30 minutes. So how much is it? An hour and 33. But I thank you very much for being on the show, and from the bottom of my heart. And I know that when you see the replay, I have the link right here. So like I said, I'm giving 50, Mr. Roy. I mean, I know you would love to go. I'm giving 50 free tickets so y'all can go see me speaking stage with Les Brown and a couple of other expert motivational speakers here in Houston, January the 14th. So I made a deal with Mr. Andy. Said, you bring me 50 people and I give you the 50 free. You give the free tickets, bring them. And I give you 25 minutes to speak on the stage with the Les Brown and the other motivational speakers that are gonna be there, and Les Brown team is gonna be there. So I'm like speechless, man, speechless because that's a big opportunity that I will be there and I will be there in the stage and I will be there talking, and I know it. I just feel it. But as I just want to tell you, I put the link when you see the replay. Go ahead, click the link, get your ticket. Um, take a not a picture but screenshot it and send it to me that I know that you got the ticket and that you're definitely going. All right, And also, if you wanted to get the VIP ticket, it's $2.99. But you put my name as Jesus, and it's $99. You get Mr. Les Brown book, and you get coaching from Mr. Les Brown. And you get coaching from Mr. Les Brown if you want to do that. If you want to go the route of the VIP, it's $2.99. But you put my name, and you get it for $99. That's if you want to. I'm not pushing nobody because they gave me 53 tickets. Hit the link. If you want to get the book and get a coaching from Mr. Les Brown, go ahead, get that and put my name. But if you want to get the free admission ticket, go ahead because I just want that support so I can be in that stage, and I already feel it that I will be in the stage and speaking out there and get known, because with that being there, speaking right there is gonna open me a lot of opportunities, and I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. What's up, Marcus? So I leave it to that. Thank you very much for being in the show. Thank you very much, Miss Brandy, for being in the show. I don't know what happened, if your phone died or anything, but I appreciate it that you were here in the show, and no excuses. Like I said, watch the replay. You'll know why I was excited to have her here. No excuses, because she has 5 kids, and we ourselves trying to put out the excuses, and she out there, no, she's no 9 to 5. She's working for 2 companies, and she's pushing herself out there, grinding and hustling and making it happening. Making it happening with no excuses. No excuses at all. She's grinding, she's hustling, she's making it happening for her 5 kids. Easy as that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being in the show. Like I said, ask me any question about the Restyle Media. Ask me any questions for the speaking engagement. Inbox me. We got this. We got this, man. Enjoy your Friday. Keep on enjoying your Friday if you're working or not. If, if you're spending time with your family, do what you got to do. And have a good, good night, guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. And remember, get your ticket. The link is right there. Get your ticket. It's a free ticket. And I'll be speaking up there with Les Brown and the other motivational speaker. Thank you. Your boy Jesus Ortiz. Peace out.